Hello everyone and welcome to this week's, or I should say this Facebook Live. Now I'm doing them more than once a week. Now the question, as you can see from screen, that I was sent through was a little bit long for this one, so bear with me if I read on my phone because I keep getting really long-winded questions from you guys, which is fantastic. I'm happy to answer absolutely everything you've got, but I did summarise it, as you can see, as publishing tips for beginners, and the two things I'm going to talk about in order to answer this question are, of course, planning before you're starting and adding a naught to your average sale. But let me just read off my phone. I've got here the actual question. The question I had sent through was, I'd love to see more around publishing tips for beginners. Someone like myself who is a true novice would be awesome to get tips about where to start and what to be looking for, etc. Now that is a great question because, as I said, I'm going to give you two actionable steps because publishing tips for beginners is basically my summary of what's being asked here. The first step, as you can see, is plan before you start, and the second step is to add a naught to your average sale. So let's look at how to do this. If you're a publishing novice, if you know absolutely nothing, the first thing I'm going to tell you is go back and watch one of my previous Facebook live streams where I show you how to create and plan out your book from scratch in a matter of minutes. I'm not going to do it again because I think it was approximately less than 4 ago, and I don't want to be giving people the same content only for live streams later. But what you would have learnt in that exercise is how to actually create the table of contents for your book from scratch. So hey presto, you go from an idea, I want to publish a book, I don't know where to start, through to you've got the topic of the book, you've got the topic of each chapter, and you're ready to start writing them. My tip to you, plan before you start, is do that first. But the second thing, my second tip, is to add a naught to your average sale. In other words, if you haven't even started publishing a book yet, if you don't know where to start, I want you to think of the end destination with the end in mind first. And that is, I want you to think of where you're going to. Because let's face it, the average book sells for around $20. So if you want to make big bucks from selling a book, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but if you want to do it, you need to sell an awful lot of books. But if you can add a naught to your average sale, then you have to, of course, sell less copies. So, for example, I suggest you actually leverage your book into an online course. And what I mean by that is if the average book people are willing to pay, let's say, around $20 for, the average course they're willing to pay around $200 for. And you could go further than that. You could leverage it again into an live workshop because they've done the online course. Add a naught again. Now they're willing to pay around $2,000. You get where I'm going with this. Everyone's prices will be different, but add a naught. 1 naught or 2 digits is the price of your book. So where you start, I'm going to start with that now. You need to start with working out what needs to go into something to give them $20 worth of value. But 3 digits is a course where they get to video interactive with you, kind of like what you're seeing now. Whereas 4 naughts is live experience of you, and some people even have 5 naught or higher packages once they go through and repeat this process enough, build up enough rapport and get enough credibility and fame worldwide. Which brings me back to the book. You need to publish the book first in order to get that credibility and fame worldwide. So as I said, I'm not going to go through the same exercise I did in a previous recording, but once you've got that table of contents for your book, when I said plan before you start, plan everything. Look at all those chapters and go, okay, I'm going to do an online course. So all of those chapters are going to become modules. Now I know, based on how many chapters I have, how many modules are in my course. Say I'm going to do a live workshop, and now I know, looking at it, I know how many segments are in my course, so I know approximately how long it needs to go for once I work out how long each segment's going to go for. In other words, number of hours to get your numbers of days, things like that. So this is what I actually suggest you do before you start in step 1. Plan everything, not just how you're going to write the book, but plan the whole lot out. As far as in step 2, I've already shown you how to add a naught to your average sale, because now someone's coming along and instead of buying a $20 book from you, they're buying, for example, a $200 course because they've come to know and love you automatically. We'll come back to how this affects the book in a moment. And therefore they're paying, let's say we chuck in the book as a free bonus, and I can see some likes there, $200 for your book. They just got a free course with it. You're with me? And you can do the same at workshop level. So this is powerful stuff. So excellent, I can see Sean coming on. Hi Sean, welcome. So this is powerful stuff. But what to do with it, where to actually start? Well, here is my 7-step success secret to you. You need to do the steps in the right order. Step 1 is actually your cover design. You need to be out there marketing your book before you've even written it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to add a naught to your income. Oh, hi Sean, saying it back to me. Thanks for commenting. And you're not going to be able to, of course, do any other steps if it's not fully planned out. Oh, we're getting lots of likes here. This is awesome. If it's not fully planned out, you're not going to get the results you want, which is that extra naught to your average sale. So the steps go hand in hand. So if you don't know where to start with planning and plan to add a naught to your average sale. So therefore, your cover design, because you can't do any marketing, you can't get any results if you don't have a cover to show people. Step 2, you do actually need to write the book. But as I said, there's a previous video where I walk you through how to plan out your whole complete table of contents in the space of about 5 minutes. And once you've done that, go away and start writing. Short periods of time, you'd be surprised how much you can get done. You can get your book written in like an hour per chapter if you focus. Keep writing, don't stop until you get to the end. It won't be edited, you can go back and do that later. Which brings me to the next step. Editing is the next stage, but you do not want to edit your book until it's fully written. Because of course, if you edit the book, while you're going through the writing process, it's going to take far too long. And yes, he's writing it back to me. Step 1, create the cover. Well done, Sean, that's correct. If you start editing it before you finish writing it, you're going to be editing things at different levels. You're going to be re-editing some things and writing other bits fresh. The book won't be consistent. Step 2, write your book. I love that Sean's commenting in there. That's excellent. And step 3, Sean, if you're going to keep typing for me, is of course edit your book. Once your book's edited, you're ready to lay it. Now this can be working with a professional designer, this can be doing it yourself at home. If you're going to do it yourself at home, please don't do it in Word, use proper software, and there is free or cheap resources out there. But the step after that is equally as important. It's not just about making it look good, but it's checking that all that work that was done in the editing stage to perfect that amazing content that you dumped out of your head in that quick 1 hour per chapter to make sure you got it all out there. In the proofreading stage, what's important is that you proof that is perfect before you go to print, which is of course the next stage, printing. And once you've printed your book, and you need to think about things here like print on demand, so you're not printing books before you've sold them, you're not going to add any naughts to your income if you're paying money up front before you've been paid it, and things like drop shipping, so it can be sent out for you as well. And we're getting good comments there from Sean, but you did miss one. Step 4, sorry Sean, was actually designing the book, because you can't proof it to ready to go to print in step 5 until then. And of course, then that makes step 7, distribution. So just to recap the things coming through on the stream, we were good up to step 3, but step 4 is designing the contents, or typesetting as it's called. Step 5 is your proofread. Step 6 is your printing, which I suggest print on demand and dropshipping methods. And step 7 is your distribution. Now, if you're using print on demand and dropshipping methods, distribution is bookstores. So I'm talking all physical stores and all digital stores all over the world, not just Amazon. It's great to be an Amazon #1 bestseller, and there's quick and easy ways to do this, but it's purely a credibility thing. If you want your book actually in stores, you've got to look at the wider market. But you need to know, as I said, that it's purely a credibility thing. Putting your books in stores will get you credibility, guaranteed, but it will not make you big bucks. If you want to make big bucks, what you need to be looking at in the distribution side of things is online distribution, because there you keep 100% of the profits. And when it comes to online distribution, as I said, do you want to keep 100% of the profits of a $20 book, or do you want to keep 100% of the profits of a $200 course or a $2,000 workshop? That's what you need to think about. And step 7, distribution, Sean, thanks for querying. Distribution, because until that book's distributed, all the other steps take your time and take your money, but once it's distributed, then's when you start getting results. And actually, I should be perfectly honest with you, you can distribute a book and still sell no copies. So the real secret of how to get your book out of you when you have no idea where to start is to market first. Before any of those steps are done, and thanks Sean for typing them so everyone can read them as I spoke them, before any of those steps are done, you need to market. And that's why I say planning and adding a naught. You need to plan what you're going to do, how you're going to add a naught to your average sale. The book is normally the start. It's the new and improved business card. It's going to do amazing things for your business. But it's just the start, the stepping stone. There's a bigger picture from that. And it might be the online course. It might be the live workshop. It might be coaching people one-on-one. It could be traveling all over the world as an international celebrity. And you won't get there without the book. But you also won't get there without a goal and actionable steps so you can get this plan done. So step 1 for this really simple question, it was long-winded but really simple, how do I get my book out of me, where do I start, what do I need to know? Step 1, plan all of that, plan your success, because you're not going to be successful if you don't plan. And once you plan your success, make sure you've included multiple stages of adding a naught to your average sale, and then it's as simple as walking step by step through each of those steps I've just shared with you. Now, I've showed you 7 steps about publishing. When it comes to the course, if you've leveraged it, it's the same thing. You still need to write the course. You still need to cover a design element before that, I should say. You still need to edit your videos. You still need to actually put them together. Design in this stage is building the pages of the website. You still need to proof everything's right, all the links work, things like that. You still need to go to print. That's going live and launching your course to the world. And of course, you still need to distribute it, because if you don't market it, no one will buy it. We could go on and on and on, but you hear hear what I'm saying. The question was about a book. My answer is about anything. If you want to be successful in anything, starting with the book as the new and improved business card, because you need to leverage yourself, you need to get your name out there to have success in any walk of life. Start with the book, move to the course, keep adding a naught to your average sale, keep leveraging everything you do, and above all, market everything first. Plan it out so you know what you're marketing, and then market to ensure you get results. And once you've already got results, once you've been paid to do your market research, that's when you start writing your book, filming your course, and things like that. Now, I hope this has been helpful to people. We've had a few of you jump online. We've had a couple of you really interactive, which has been fantastic. But I know this information is invaluable to absolutely everyone worldwide, so I am going to share it on my stream afterwards. But before I do that, I just want to say one thing. If you've liked what you got in this short video, you want more information that I just don't have time to put into it now, I suggest you jump on. I've got a live webinar tonight. It's 8 p.m. in Australia, Eastern Standard Time. So log on to www.publishingandmarketingqueen/webinar and find out when that is in your time zone. And I'm going to go through everything I've just shared with you then in a lot more detail than I have time to do now, specifically around the add a naught part, leveraging that book into an online course, and how to start your marketing now to get instant results. I'll see you guys on my next Facebook Live tune.